And all sorts of other crazy, unsavory shit. He shoots at generals. Yeah, that's exactly a guy you would use. And he might have been involved too. It might have been, and it's somehow or another, the debate is always a mutually exclusive thing. Either Oswald acted alone, or the CIA killed Kennedy, or the NSA, who the fuck, the Cubans, the mob, and they blamed it on Oswald. Well, it could totally be he was a part of it all, and that there was more than one shooter. That seems to me to be the most likely thing.
I hadn't even talked about this because you guys, you have people calling in that are addicted to drugs all the time.
No, listen, hold on a second. Well, losing your parents at a relatively young age is a big deal. Now, you're relatively young, I said, by the standards of current day economics. Were your parents, did they have you when they were significantly older?
Yeah, I'd say so.
How old was your dad when he died?
He was in late 70s.
I didn't know I'd physically be cleaning out the refrigerator. Now we got a lot of pie in there. Wow. Yeah, clean out. So Brandon, really what we're talking about is unresolved grief. And did you have any siblings, or were you an only child?
No, I have two half-brothers, but really, honestly, guys, my question was preparing my two daughters, not just for the grief or loss of their parents, but it just dawned on me as I'm getting older, watching people age around me.
The nuclear button. I mean, come on. Anybody with half a brain knows. I mean, Joe, if you wanted to get away with something, would you pull that one? I mean, come on. There's no way. He was 100% going to get caught and did it anyway. That's not good judgment.
Well, that kind of guy who becomes president is usually a dick slinger. I don't
think the elder George Bush falls into that category.
Maybe he
not
did.
prudent.
Maybe
Wouldn't
he
do
didn't.
it.
Maybe he didn't dick sling, but maybe he did. Maybe that explained his wife. She's just hanging out, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go dick."
And the Clintons have basically made it sound like they're not going to do that. Huh. And once again, as I said to you earlier, if you know they're after you like they're after the Clintons, wouldn't you just leave as much room between you and any potential whiff of scandal as you could? But they don't. I don't know why they don't, but they don't.
They can.
Maybe they can.
At this point, how could they probably are so entangled with all those other people that
You would say, to heck with this, we got to go out in the streets, or we have to have a protest online. You can't do that if you don't know what's going on.
And that was one of the more ironic things about Kennedy's assassination, was that they locked the files up. When do the full files on the Kennedy assassination are allowed to be released? But they essentially made it so that no one could investigate it for far longer than anyone's going to be alive. Like, I think it was like 2025.
And that prompts suspicion right there, whether or not it's deserved.
Why would they do that?